Let's get on to where everybody seems to think the pick is going, and that is Mack Jones. A lot of controversy here. Riley and I don't like him. We think it's a bit of a stretch taking Mack Jones at 3, but you got some stuff to show us, some good things, maybe change our minds a bit.
Yeah, so Mack Jones is, about 5 years ago, you would think is, your prototypical drop back passer that can manage the game really well, and he's a ball distributor, similar to like a point guard in basketball. That's what he did at Alabama. A lot of the same concepts he ran last year were the same ones that Tua Tagovailoa ran at the year prior. Ton of RPOs, put the ball in the hands of your Heisman Trophy winner and all the other Avengers that you have split out. And that's really what their offense is. Now, they still do a lot. They run a lot of pro-type concepts, as we're going to talk about in this clip here. So they're in a 12 personnel set. Really, it's what we call like an ace off. So you got two tight ends that are in a wing right outside the tackles, and then you have your two outside receivers in a condensed tight split, not necessarily, really, really in tight, but top of the bottom receiver to the field. He's on the hash, and then the receiver to the boundary. He's on the top of the numbers here. So, this is going to be your standard play action pass. You see it in almost every NFL offense. You're going to get the outside zone action from the quarterback and the running back out to the left, and they're in a pistol. So he's going to open up with his right hand, show ball, and fake it. The tight end from the left side is now going to swipe back across and come into protection. The tight end on the right is also still going to be in protection. But to a defense, this gives what we call, a split zone type look. That's what the concept is called. Typically, that tight end that's coming from the backside is going to kick out an end or whoever is that C gap defender, really. Okay, so the concept here, Mack Jones is going to turn around. He's going to get his eyes to the safety. The prototype, the normal concept, it's almost the most vanilla one, is everybody calls it a Yankee concept, a Dover, whatever you guys want to call it. It's usually a post and an over. So you get an over route from the receiver at the bottom of the screen that he is coming from the field. The receiver at the top of the screen that is in the boundary, he's going to run the post. Well, here the wrinkle off of it is you're going to run the post, and now as soon as that safety runs to the middle of the field to try and get the post, he's going to break back out on a corner route. So he's going to get that safety to flip his hips. So you're going to see Mack Jones key the safety here. He's going to set up in the pocket on a little bit of a half boot. The Heisman Trophy winner, of course, does a great job of stemming the route inside, getting the safety. He's rolling to the middle of the field anyways. He gets out of there. He sees Devontae Smith attack. He snaps back out to the sideline. Mack Jones puts a really good ball on him right to the sideline. There's nobody within 10 yards of him. Those are a lot of the different things that you see in the Shanahan, the McVay, the Matt LaFleur type offenses, where you're going to move the pocket, move the launch point, where a guy has a cleaner read. It's a two-route read, a two-route progression. You're reading the safety, you're high-lowing it, and then you add a wrinkle, whether it's, a post corner or, that climb route might sit in the middle of the field, like, the Rams did a couple years against the Saints with Brandon Cooks. There's a variety of different ways, but this is a prototypical pro-style concept that you see throughout the league.
Thank you.
So here's another play, and this is really a staple of what Mack Jones does and what he does really real. The RPO game and understanding box count, linebacker movement, and really just being a ball distributor. He does a good job here. So here, Alabama, once again, I believe I can't tell if that's another tight end or not, but they're in let's say for just the sake of argument here, they're in a 12 personnel type look. They're on the right hash here. You have a tight end that's on the ball and another tight end in the wing. The back is to the left side of Mack Jones. And then you have two receivers that are essentially offset stacked on the hash to the field. And then Georgia has a press corner and then a corner behind him with a middle field safety here. Okay, so what the read is here, you're going to get a downhill running game, some sort of possibly like a zone scheme. You can really tag it any way that you want. Usually gap schemes give defenses more issues, but I digress. So what Mack Jones's read is on this RPO is first defender inside of the slant or first box backer that threatens that run, who typically an apex defender here. So really the first box backer, the first player inside of that slant is I can't tell what number he is. It might be number 13. He's right over the guard. So really that's the influence player that Mack Jones is going to read. He's going to open up to the back, keep his head downfield, and see what that backer does. So when we roll the clip here, that backer steps down. That tells Mack Jones to pull the ball, flip his hips, and throw the slant to Devontae Smith. That's a great play. That just shows how refined he is in the RPO game, that he is able to ride the ball down, pull it, flip his hips, and throw an accurate pass with the corner on top of Devontae Smith's back. That slant, or I'm sorry, yeah, on the slant throw. That throw on that slant needs to be directly like on the number 6. If it's too high, too low, break stride, behind, in front, could be an incompletion. It's a really accurate ball, and it's a great job of just straight ball distribution.
Playing the game smart.
I wonder if there's a statistic out there about how many times he's been hit. Derik, you're somebody who, as a quarterback, you get hit, you kind of get bounced around in those RPO games and stuff like that. He looks very comfortable. He looks very smooth when he operates. He's playing behind, Landon Dickerson's going to be a top, probably 100 pick. Alex Leatherwood's going to be a top 100 pick. There's like 3 or 4. Do you think maybe him not getting tested in terms of getting hit, do you think that might be a question for people too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime that you're walking out of a game and you don't even need to wash your jersey, that's usually a pretty good thing. For evaluators in the NFL, they obviously want to see how you do under duress. I think that this Georgia game, going back to this, he was sacked 3 times, threw an interception, and I think he threw an interception on the first throw of the game on a boot play that he just got. I mean, he got drilled on. He obviously can make throws under duress. He tends to miss more. So there's times where there's guys around him in the pocket that he'll tend to fall away from a throw or throw it and kind of back away, almost like when I say fall away, I mean like, a pitcher off of a mound. And you miss, you're a little bit more accurate because there's a little bit more people around you and in front of you that, you're really not accustomed to when, you have arguably, the best offensive line in all of college football year in and year out. So that's something to get used to and something to take note of, because if you're going that high, now if he's going to San Francisco, that's really, the golden nugget, pun intended, I guess, of teams because of the roster, and they have such a good roster. But typically when you are being drafted this high, it's because you don't have a great offensive line. You don't have a great support staff. So that's another argument. And I always think that when you're evaluating quarterbacks, and you put on the tape, you always have to decide whether, Bucky Brooks talks about this all the time. It's one of my favorite quotes. Is this guy either or is he a trailer, or is he a truck? Is he pulling your offense, or is he being pulled by the rest of your offense? So here now, again, this is a really, really basically it's the same formation we just talked about, almost about the same spot of the field, right hash, 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 on the line, 1 in a wing. Back to the left, stacked receivers to the field on the hash. So you're going to get a smash concept here from the receivers to the top of the field, to the top of to the numbers here. Really, it's just a corner read. This is where we talk about the eye manipulation and being able to hold a corner and then being able to drill a ball into like a cover 2 type window or anything like that. So this is where an evaluator would look and see, can he make all the throws? Now you have to figure that in college too, these throws are a lot further out because of the hashes are a lot further out. So, there's more space, but with more space, you got to be able to drill the ball for maybe a little bit further of a distance here. So it's a play action. He's going to get the quick arrow route. The receiver's going to dive inside, break back out. Then you're going to get the corner route from the other receiver here. And now, Mack Jones is really just kind of reading this corner. Corner squats for really about a half a second. He puts it in a spot where the safety and the corner can't make a play. It's a hell of a throw, especially to the field. Ironically, if you've kept up track with here, they all keep going to the same guy that keeps wearing number 6 that everyone keeps being critical of. height and weight and everything else, he's making absolutely great catches. So, just going back to this of great timing and rhythm, he can make the throw at any point in at any part of the field. That corner on this smash route is sat for all of about a millisecond. And that's just enough for Jones to put it to the sideline where it's really us or nobody.
There, another guy that San Francisco is supposedly talking about